Which one do we accept?
Which one?
Which one has brought us more death?
Which one?
Which one do we perfect?
Which
One
one?
welcomes everyone home?
Okay.
Which name should we
Which
believe in? Who
one?
needs the praise to feel raised so badly? Who needs a pat on the head, a package to scratch before
Well,
they belong here? Who needs the raise every day to prove one is good citizen as we live in mockery and fear? Look at the troops rally, blind orange coated bimbos leading the way. Welcome home where we take out the lie and believe and just behave. So I don't believe anymore. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't believe anymore. I don't believe anymore. Enough with the false heavenly show. Religion out of control. Still trying to capture more souls. I don't believe you anymore. You are just another magical show. Believers' minds raptured to go with the flow. I don't believe anymore. I don't believe anymore. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. Divine soul revelation. The apocalypse of religion. Yes, sir.
I want to thank you again, all brothers who take time to be part of this video, especially those who show up on Saturdays, for us to continue reflecting on God, on life. Again, when we use the word God, it is not limited. It is not an anthropomorphic deity. We're talking about life, period. So, noting that we've been created very good. We were created very good according to not just the scriptures, but just observation. Observation. It's an amazing life. It's an amazing life. And what kind of makes life more amazing is this complementary dance, that allows things to flow, the giving and receiving. Because without the complementary, there will be no flow, no giving and no movement. Sacred lineage of the divine feminine. I'm going to highlight 12 women from the Abrahamic tradition that we can use to encourage and uplift the characteristics and the attitude of respect that is needed for humanity to see more of true womanhood. How do we expose that more? So we will use, we have 12 women we've selected from the Abrahamic traditions. And we also have 12 women we've also selected just globally, randomly, that I felt we can also share with you sisters. So one of the truths we put forward in this book is also associated with our women, that we were created good. We acknowledge that before there was any institution, before doctrines, there were women who carried revelation, courage, and transformation. We sincerely do affirm that the divine feminine has always been present in the unfolding of sacred history. We realize that these women are not distant figures, obscure figures. They are living patterns of leadership. They are patterns of resilience, patterns of truly Christ-like love. So from the very beginning, as we stated earlier, my mother is the root of who I am. Yes, she's the root. And she in God, meaning I cannot go further than her. I mean, beyond her. She's the one I can express that, yes, from her I came. And so when we look at the Bible or the belief faith systems, the Torah, the Old Testament, points us to an original being. Eve appears as substance. The Bible tells us she's the mother of all living. So Eve is the first woman we have to acknowledge, which many times we do not acknowledge when we do Women's Day, when we talk about the virtuous woman. We somehow overlook her, and this we should not do anymore. We pray. So Eve is a symbol of life, of awareness. She is the first awakened one, human awakening. She's so central to the divine feminine and to all of life. She represents the beginning of moral consciousness. Yes, we see that in the narrative in the Bible, how she has to deal with, we say, the snake, the serpent, the devil, or with her conscience. She's the beginning of moral consciousness. Humanity, she shows us humanity begins with sacred worth. It is after she is created, we hear the exclamation we say in heaven or around the universe, that the Bible says, and now things are very good. Another woman, just to summarize so that we can go more in depth. Another woman we sought to bring forth today is Sarah. Sarah, Abraham's wife, mother of nations, through faith and endurance. A woman who journeyed through doubt into realization, authentically. That's why she's there. She had a doubt. She laughed at, quote unquote, what the narration calls the promise of God for her at that age. So the teaching there is promise unfolds through patience and trust. She trusted finally, and even though she in the beginning, but finally, we know Sarah's life had to do with a lot of patience. Another woman I sought to bring forward is Miriam. Miriam, prophetess, the prophetess who led with music. Miriam is said to be the wife again of Moses, the Cushite, letting us know of her ebonyness, melanin, deeper melanin, a Cushite woman, say an Egyptian, just a human being. She was a prophetess who led with music. One of her songs is greatly heralded in the Old Testament. She helped guide the people through transition in those difficult times. She actually saved Moses from God. God was going to kill Moses because of uncircumcision, according to the narrative again. So the teaching here is that liberation includes joy, redeem, and community. Without music, I don't know, this world will be totally. I cannot imagine a world without music, and she led through that. Another woman we see in the Bible, my beloved men, brothers, and sisters, is Deborah. I love her name, Deborah. I can call her Deborah. Prophetess Deborah. She was a judge, true leader, a prophetess, and a national leader. She led even in battle. She led with wisdom, not domination. Divine authority flows through clarity and courage. She was clear about her relationship with God, and she led with courage. Another woman, again, of great esteem, the Bible lifts up in the Old Testament is Esther. Many of you will remember Queen Esther. She used her influence to protect her people, not just for herself. She was not such a vain, glorious, seeking person, but she really put herself on the line for her people. She risked her life for justice. And so here, a wonderful woman teaching us purpose reveals itself in moments of courage. And you women, mothers, wives, daughters, you have a way of standing courageously. It's happened time and time again. And this is the history, as the Spirit said, we must tell more of that story. For example, in Nigeria, women led the uprising that led to independence, the Igbo women. We know women really participated in helping slaves escape slavery. So in the New Testament, we are joined with Mary, the mother of Jesus, the carrier of divine possibility into the world. Again, that's very powerful that we say God, the narrative, the gospel says God needed a woman, not really a man. So you women carry divinity. Remember again, the Bible telling us Eve is the mother of all living. And here she embodies surrender and strength, meaning she gave herself. Mary, Jesus' mother, Yeshua's mother, carried divinity and brought divinity into the world in a more substantial way in the person of Jesus, Yahushua the Christ. The divine is birthed through willingness. She was willing to go that extra mile. You know, she was almost killed because her husband in those days, you could not say that was his child. So she went through that. That's no small thing. If we follow the narrative and accept the narrative. Another woman in the New Testament in the Gospels is Mary Magdalene. She's the first witness to the resurrection. That's a very powerful statement to woman leadership, true womanhood. She was there from even when he was put in the tomb, and she was the first witness to his resurrection. She was actually an apostle to the apostles. As we now get new texts in terms of the new discoveries, you can see she played a very prominent role among the apostles. Restoration transforms identity and leadership. That's what we learned from her. You know, it is said she was a so-called prostitute, and maybe that's not actually true, but she's like any other person, restored. She transforms back to her true identity as a true woman, and now she's looked at as a leader. Another woman in the New Testament in the epistles is Priscilla. Priscilla, we read about her through Paul's letters, a teacher and a co-laborer in the early church formation. Quite an important, powerful lady. Her name was always put first before her husband, so there were women leaders already in those times. She helped shape the theological understanding that yes, women too are co-equal partners in ministry, in leadership, period. Women are builders of communities, not just spiritual communities. Another lady is Lydia of Thyatira. She was an entrepreneur. She hosts one of the earlier hosts of the early church gatherings in her home. She used her money, her research. She was a businesswoman for spiritual growth. Her economic influence served for divine purpose, not just for herself. And we're going to now look at three Islamic women. I say three. One of them is also part of the Injil, meaning the gospel, according to how the Muslims call the gospel in the Injil, meaning they call her Mary in English, but she's known as Maryam in Islam. She's honored in the Quran as pure, as chosen, and devoted. This we must know. The Quran accepts the her virginity, or the virgin birth of Jesus. Quite interesting, isn't it? She's a model of spiritual, again, strength and submission to God. Again, Miriam, which is Mary, teaches us purity. To be pure is definitely a virtuous quality or character of that really pushes God's divine will to fruition. Then there's Khadija, the first believer, the business leader and supporter of prophetic mission. Again, Khadija is said to have the wife of Prophet Muhammad. She was a businesswoman and the first believer. She provided stability and vision. She was, yes, older than him. And the teaching here is that partnership strengthens purpose. Partnership for God, for goodness sake. Great women. And finally, for the 12th woman, Asiya bin Mutzahim. Oh, she defied oppression while living within it. It's not so easy to find courageous, so-called Muslim women, but she represented one of those courageous women who lived even under the oppressive regime of the caliphates. She stood out in her leadership, protected truth in hostile environment, and she taught how faith, you can stand faithful, not just believe, stand even within systems of power, or stands against we say systems of power from within. So those are 12 women. I will just limit it there for today. These women, again, they're not on the peripheral of history. They are at the center of history. We just don't hear enough about them, which is what we here as part of our humanity gathering have been charged to do. These women, they carried life, prophecy, wisdom, and resistance. They shaped families, nations, and spiritual movements. The divine feminine is not just a concept. It is the women are living force in history. So with this, we begin to see more the power of love. Love is definitely stronger than fear. And mothers, again, women have a way of, when we say love, people feel when a man says love as if he should not say love, I love you. But the more we realize that softness is stronger than, being hard. So love is stronger than fear. Women display that. Courage is stronger than oppression. Women also display courage. Divine femme, women have wisdom. Wisdom is stronger than hierarchy. It is not because of the man. Again, the Bible tend to play this twisted tongue where it is telling us that the man should be on top hierarchically. I'm a man, I should lead. But wisdom is stronger. It's not about who is on top. As we see, these women did not ask, am I allowed? They knew, they realized that they too were called. They too have capacity and capability. So I will end here today's applications for today. My dear sisters, just to encourage all of us, all of you, brothers and sisters, wherever To raise virtuous women and leaders, we need to teach identity before limitation. We need to really teach women, let women, our sisters, our daughters, our wives know that they are very good. They are actually extremely very good. And we know that. We need to encourage their voices. I need to do that more, encourage them to speak more. And that's why we try our best to highlight them. We need to let them model love more for us. So they need to be more upfront as examples of modeling true love. And we encourage more cultivation of spiritual awareness beyond belief labels. So today I want to declare the divine feminine is alive in humanity. Yes, the divine feminine in every woman carries sacred influence. This is truth. Every girl, yes, carries prophetic possibility. Every girl, meaning from the womb, as a young girl, you have possibilities, endless, just like every man has. Every girl, every woman. Leadership, women's leadership is rooted in love that restores the world. Amen, Mommy Bayo. Sorry it took a long, but it's a lot in it. We have more than 3 chapters dedicated to women. Thank you for allowing me to share this grace upon our lives from our divine feminine models. Take it away, Mommy.
Yes. Thank you so much, Father Bayo, for sharing your book. Yes, it's amazing that I love this sentence that divine feminine is not a concept. It is living force in history.
Yes.
So beautiful. Yes, we are living forces in divine. Yes, partner with divine spirit, our heavenly parent. Yes, it's a very wonderful how the humans contribute to history today, centered in the face from the textbook. Yes, how everybody, how is your response reflect from this part? How it's your thought? Yes, as you relate with many feminine in your life, is what is benefited, what is your benefit from the beautiful, the feminine? Is as I, yes, this is also, there is a many, the opinion about feminine. We truly like to perfect how our deliverance will be grounded in divine spirit. This is the homework. It's very important to world to harmonize, including the life, the family life, and also the society, because the both element is needed. And both element is needed. So we have very. This is our task that how we deliver that spirit coming from within.
Yes. But that's the, for me, and I think for us to flow always with the divine nature. It cannot be a singular, like just divine masculine or just divine feminine. It needs that beautiful complementary dance. And we really want to encourage the world, everyone. This is the dance that makes for life, for good life, when male and female can recognize their sacred value, that without you, back to Ubuntu, what this book is going to really, we pray, ground us. Without you, I am not. I am because we are. And that is inclusive of that core dance of divine masculinity and divine femininity in an harmonious, reciprocal relationship, exchanging, sharing, to multiply the value of each other. So yeah, quite a beautiful task. Not even a mission, just how we get to flow, as Yoish would say, to just flow.
Yes. Yesterday, also we are looking at the different textbook, and it was so beautiful, and I resonance at feminine way of deliverance, especially meditating what is the mother, the heavenly mother, how nurturing the world, including the understanding of challenge of restoration. How we will be really be with everybody attentively, and they also deliver it who you are, the truly you are, and how what is your true gift, what is your true potential. The mother often play the role for the child, for bloom that the gift were giving in each one. Also distinguish the goodness, love, and morality, and also integrity. This is very attentive relationship is needed for children to recognize without hurt, and to strengthen nurture such the soul. Yes, this is our heavenly, the collective work that hopefully, and then through which also the gentle husband and the strong husband can partnering to do this parenting. Yes.
Yeah. The divine feminine, meaning
Yes.
true womanhood, in the sense you have a head start advantage, because you carry the baby, you are with the baby from beginning, and so it is very clear, at least to me and to us, as we seek to help others realize that, hey, wait a minute, it is mommy. Mommy was the first teacher, woman, the first guide, the first everything. And so with that realization, then, as you noted, we as men, husbands, fathers, dads, uncles, we are there to definitely play that great supportive role, which is very important. The same supportive role we will say the woman is my helpmate, and somebody want to belittle. Sometimes people don't receive it as that strength. The person who is supporting is actually very necessary and critical. But we are grateful that men are waking up to realize the worth of divine feminine as truly a transformative leadership role, through the woman's unique gifts, talents, just natural giftedness that a man cannot replicate. And so thank you for re-echoing the need for togetherness. And this is our prayer, not just prayer. Humanity, this new gathering which we are putting forward, is how do we, this is the original, we say we are going back to the original foundation of the purpose of life. Male and female, exploring, expressing the joy of each other's worth. So that, isn't that what the child will pick up? The environment will pick up. Wow. When the youth, young, when children are infected, we say yes, or affected by that vibration, that energy, what they see, that sense of worth. The young man sees elder men treating women very respectful, as we used to see in the early days, opening the door, just humble, beautiful gestures that somehow we need to restore, we need to bring back, and not allow the bad beliefs of a woman cannot speak. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Father Bayo. It's very helpful. As when I first hear about the scripture of virtuous woman, this is all kind of beauty and the same time, like wow, all kind of tasks.
Task, right? The virtuous woman task.
Even it cannot carry by myself, that kind of feeling I had. It was full of potential that all women working together to really creating the culture, the economy, and yes, even it is so much supporting the family and husband, and yes, it's full of potential we all have. Yes, truly we encourage everybody to explore diligently, deeply, precisely what really your connection with your creator, or your gift and strength and talent to contribute to the family and world. And yes,
Yeah. The virtuous woman writing in, I think it's in the book of Proverbs, right?
yes,
Yeah,
chapter 31.
chapter 31. Yeah, it's quite I like the way you surmise it, that it's full of great potential, a lot of tasks. I like that very much. But that's the summation, of really the worth, the worthiness of a true woman, of true womanhood. It says, "What, my son, and what, O son of my womb? Oh, what, O son of my womb? Give not thy strength unto women, nor the ways to that which destroyed kings." Now, this first part of this virtuous woman writing is first to allow us see the dichotomy of one who is not a true woman. I'm going to read that first as we wrap up today. I'm going to read that first, then I will read the worthy woman that we know all women are within. They have that worthiness. But first, listen to this narration from Proverbs chapter 31. And today I've decided to read from the American Standard Version. My brothers and sisters, we just for clarity, we have to clarify the versions. There are so many versions of the Bible, but they're all trying to tell us the same thing in a way. So that's why we need diligence in really when you read, and a spiritual opening. What, my son, and what, O son of my womb? O what, O son of my vows? Give not thy strength unto women. So it's clear. Don't go chasing many women. Nor thy ways to that which destroyed kings, whatever ways that is, pride, money, or power. It is not for kings, O Lemuel. It is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princesses to say, where is strong drink? Lest they drink and forget the law, and pervert the justice due to any that is afflicted. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto the bitter in soul. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. Open thy mouth for the dumb, in the cause of all such as are left desolate. Open thy mouth, judge righteously, and minister justice to the poor and needy. So that's the first half of that, Proverbs chapter 31. Then now it jumps now to, oh, worthy woman, who can find you? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband trust in her, and she shall have no lack of gain. She prospers. She doeth good, she doeth him good, not evil, not some of the days, all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, meaning things to resources, and worketh willingly with her hands. She's not lazy. She is like the merchant chips. Oh, that merchant chip, full of good things. She bringeth her bread from afar. Yes. She riseth up. She rises up also while it is yet night, before the sun rises. And she gives food to her household, and their task to her maidens, to those around her. She considereth a field. She considers. She thinks about it, and she buys it. With the fruit of her hands, she plants a vineyard. She girded her loins. She wakes up early with her walking clothes with strength, and maketh strong her arms. Oh, she's a strong woman too. She perceiveth that her merchandise is profitable. Her lamp goeth not out by night. Oh, she works almost all night. I know somebody like that. She laid her hands to the distaff, and her hands hold the spindle. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor. Yeah, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. She's not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh for herself carpets of tapestry. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. Her husband is known in the gates. When she sitteth among the elders of the land, she maketh linen garments, and selleth them, and sells them, and delivereth girdles unto the merchants. Strength and dignity are her clothing. Strength and dignity is what she wears, and she laughs at the time to come. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, so she speaks truth, knowledgeable with understanding and wisdom. And the law of kindness is on her tongue. She looketh well to the ways of her household, a true life-giving home, and eats not the bread of idleness. Wow. Our children rise up, yes, and our neighbors too, and call her blessed. Be more, they say. Her husband also, he lifts her up, praises her, saying, many daughters have done worthily, but thou excellest, you excel them all. Grace and beauty. But a woman that loves the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her the fruit of her hands, and let her works praise her in the gates. Namaste, shalom, shanti to all women out there who are pressing on to be true women, divine feminine, in the image and likeness of God. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Father Bayo. It was so amazing that we have a full of potential and also the wonderful ability to do it. Yes, we continue to encourage not only do it good, but